I know you're gonna be meeting Andrea Horvath this afternoon, I think, right?
Yeah. Andrea's coming in, she's the
Yeah.
first leader to come to the door.
Yeah. Like your platform is, it's available,
Yes,
and it's gonna be released
The-
over time.
correct. So, but what has been released is a little bit of money for licensed childcare. As you know, here in Sudbury, a lot of basically Sudbury won't be getting is one of the, I think it's 12 cities that are not getting as much money from the federal government as before. So they're keeping the kids that are in care, but they're not taking new kids. For every kid who has a place in daycare, there are 5 more that are on a wait list or that cannot access daycare. So we have promised money will continue to flow to Sudbury and those other cities to help with daycare. We've also made a promise that I have explained to you about rolling back the provincial portion of the HST off of our hydro bill, so that's 8% off. I think every party has promised to take the debt repayments. There's a line on your hydro bill that is debt repayments. That was when, basically, when the nuclear were built.
Pickering bill, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're still paying for this when the Auditor General is telling us that this debt's already gone. So this has to come off of your bill, and we have offered for low-income people a $200 a year relief for their hydro bill, but solely for low-income people. So we've made some promises that way. We have also, we realize that creating job is very important. The way that most government has gone at it is through tax credit, where basically there's a tax cut across the board and big corporations pay less taxes. Everybody thought that if they pay less taxes, they would hire more people. It has not happened. What they've done is they've banked a whole lot more money, they did not invest, they did not create new jobs. So rather than rolling out, there's a tax cut coming on July 1st, we're saying that rather than roll out another tax cut for big corporation, we're going to bring forward a job creation tax credit. That is, if you can show that you are creating, and there will be rules in place, if you can show that you are creating a new job, you will be given the tax credit. If you're not creating new jobs, you continue to pay taxes what was there before. We're not rolling out the new decreased tax rate. And same thing with a manufacturer tax credit. If you invest in new plants and equipment in Ontario, you will get the tax credit. If you don't, you continue to pay the taxes as they are now. We would be rolling out the new corporate tax cut on July 1st.
So your job, basically now for the next 4 weeks, or it's less than 4 weeks now, is to
No.
engage the public.
My job is to engage the public, exactly.
And talk and make sure people are aware of what they're going to the polls for.
Exactly, you got it, and it's difficult. A lot of people, the behavior at Queen's Park is such that it turns a lot of people off of politics. My workplace is a bunch of middle-aged, rich guys mainly, who scream at one another things that I wouldn't say to my dog. Who else screams at their coworker? You don't do this. Well, this is my workplace. This is what people see. Question period is, and the more you scream, the more of a buffoon you make out of yourself, all of the cameras go to you and you make the top of the news. Well, it may make for good news because you see somebody flying out the handle, but it turns a lot of people off. They paint all of the politicians with the same brush, and they basically get very, very disenchanted. Look at the number of people who don't go to the polls. Look at the number of people who don't bother to vote. They are completely turned off. by the entire things, and it's very sad. A democracy only works when people are engaged,
Yeah.
and this is what you're doing today.
Yeah, there's so much, like I say, to learn, and I think that's, I have to stop myself from talking because we do have to get you out of here, but it is one of those things that I think for people to know what each of the parties has on the table, you can go to a website, you can, because it's, when you're dealing with a provincial government, the platform is pretty much standard. But I think getting to know the individual who is representing you in your constituency, I mean, this is the only time you get to see the human side of
Yeah.
the person that you're voting for.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that in all of the levels, including municipal and provincial, that people don't just vote for signs, that they get to know the issues and they get to know the people.
Yeah.
Because we come from a generation where it's almost as ingrained that if your family voted in for one party, you will vote for that party forever. But I think we have to start getting back to, okay, what's happening here? What are the issues? Yes, there's a lot of things that the NDP turned down. So it's the NDP's fault that we're having an election now. So the first question that has to be is, there are a lot of promises, but where's the money?
Yeah.
Where's it gonna come from? And
Where's the follow through? And we never voted it down.
We never voted it down, no.
No, we
That's
never
right,
have.
so who dissolved, so I mean, these are all things that
Yeah.
people just don't get to know unless they get to hear this teaching, these lessons, so we're definitely getting it back. Somehow we're gonna get it back before the election, whether it's June 2nd or June 9th, and in my mind, it's probably gonna hopefully be around June 9th, because that'll be the last week, and everybody's platform will be out.
Will be fully rolled out.
Yeah, and we'll be a few days from the election. So if it can work out, great.
Yeah.
If not, I'm really glad you had a chance to come in. It's a busy schedule, and this is not a small riding.
No, it's a big riding. I drove almost all the way to Folliette on Friday and saw that the road was no more. And the police was there and all of this, so we had to turn around. And now we're Monday and the road is still not fixed. Some people from Folliette started to call the office and saying that, like there was nobody there on the weekend. How could that be? Like, this is a provincial highway. This is the major link between basically Folliette and Timmins. People that are on dialysis go to Timmins 3 times a week. Kids go to school to Timmins, and now there is no road and there is no way to go. I mean, going around from Sault Ste. Marie, Bruce Mine, Sudbury, all the way back up to Timmins is like a 7-hour.
Yeah.
So it's really, I can tell you that if I was in the house, that would have been question number 1. How could that be that 4 days later, nothing has happened, and those people are left stranded, and there's still no way to get to Folliette. Folliette is in my riding, so is the French River. Nickel Belt is the 5th biggest riding, and it goes from the French River in the south to Folliette in the north, and east-west it goes from there in center to just past Winnipeg.
So you're not gonna be resting for a while?
No, and I put a lot of kilometers on my car.
Yeah.
My poor little car is,
Well, let's get you out to see Andrea Horvath in time. Maybe you can have a coffee before and relax for a while. Franz, thanks for dropping in. It's been I find it fascinating, the information you've provided. It's again, we don't hear about exactly how things transpire.
because nobody listens for half an hour.
Nobody listens to that line, but it's educational, and if it's here, at least we're putting it out so people have a chance to hear it. And we will hopefully get you back again. So again, thank you to Franz Gelinas, who's the Ontario NDP candidate for Nickel Belt.
Yeah,
And best of luck on your the rest of the next few weeks. And like I say, I'm pretty sure we'll get you back again before the election's over. So stay tuned to CKLU.
thank you.